Jnanakosha Upanishads.
Om Gananam Tva Ganapatigum Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upavachramastamam Jyashtarajam Brahmanan Brahmanaspadana Shrunvannoti Vispeda Sadhanam. Om Purnamidam Purnamadah Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Krishna Yajurveda Upanishads, Yoga Tattva Upanishad Part 2. To one nothing is gained by useless company, since thereby he does not practice yoga. So one should with great effort practice yoga. Then by this constant practice is gained the Parichaya state, the third state. Vayu through odorous practice pierces along with Agni, the Kundalini, through thought and enters the Sushumna uninterrupted. When one's Chitta enters Sushumna along with Prana, it reaches the high seat of the head, probably along with Prana. There are 5 elements: Prithvi, Apas, Agni, Vayu and Akasha. To the body of the 5 elements there is the 5-fold dharana. From the feet to the knees is said to be the region of Prithvi, is 4-sided in shape, is yellow in color and has the varna. La, carrying the breath with the letter La along the region of earth from the foot to the knees, and contemplating upon Brahma with 4 faces and 4 mouths and of a golden color. One should perform dharana there for a period of 2 hours. He then attains mastery over the earth. Death does not trouble him, since he has obtained mastery over the earth element. The regions of Apas is said to extend from the knees to the anus. Apas is semi-lunar in shape and white in color and has Va for its bija letter. Carrying up the breath with the letter Va along the regions of Apas, he should contemplate on the god Narayana, having 4 arms and a crowned head, as being of the color of pure crystal, as dressed in orange clothes and as decay-less, and practicing dharana there for a period of 2 hours, he is freed from all sins. Then there is no fear for him from water, and he does not meet his death in water. From the anus to the heart is said to be the region of Agni. Agni is triangular in shape, of red color and has the letter Ra for its bija seed. Raising the breath made resplendent through the letter Ra along the region of fire, he should contemplate on Rudra, who has 3 eyes, who grants all wishes, who is of the color of the midday sun, who is all over with holy ashes, and who is of a pleased countenance. Practicing dharana there for a period of 2 hours, he is not burnt by fire, even though his body enters the fire pit. From the heart to the middle of the eyebrows is said to the region of Vayu. Vayu is hexanuclear in shape, black in color and shines with the letter Ya. Carrying the breath along the region of Vayu, he should contemplate on Ishvara, the omniscient, as possessing faces on all sides, and practicing dharana. There for 2 hours he enters Vayu and then Akasha. The yogin does not meet his death through the fear of Vayu. From the center of the eyebrows to the top of the head is said to be the region of Akasha, is circular in the shape, smoky in color, and shining with letter Ha. Raising the breath along the regions of Akasha, he should contemplate on Shadashiva in the following manner: as producing happiness, as of the shape of Bindu, as the great Deva, as having the shape of Akasha, as shining like pure crystal, as wearing the rising crescent of moon on his head, as having 5 faces, 10 hands and 3 eyes, as being of a pleased countenance, as armed with all weapons, as adorned with all ornaments, as having Uma in one half of his body, as ready to grant favors, and as the cause of all the causes. But practicing dharana in the region of Akasha, he obtains certainly the power of levitating in the Akasha. Wherever he stays, he enjoys supreme bliss. The proficient in yoga should practice these 5 dharanas. Then his body becomes strong and he does not know death. That great minded man does not die even during the deluge of Brahmana. Then he should practice dharana for a period of 6 ghatikas, restraining the breath in Akasha and contemplating on the deity who grants his wishes. This is said to be Shaguna Dhyana, capable of giving the anima. One who is engaged in Nirguna Dhyana attains the stage of Samadhi. Within 12 days at least, he attains the stage of Samadhi, restraining his breath. The wise one becomes an emancipated person. Samadhi is that state in which the Jivatma and the Paramatma are differenceless. If he desires to lay aside his body, he can do so. He will become absorbed in Parabrahman and does not require Utkranti. But if he does not so desire, and if his body is dear to him, he lives in all the worlds possessing the siddhis of anima. Sometimes he becomes a deva and lives honored in Swarga, or he becomes a man or an yaksha through his will. He can also take the form of a lion, tiger, elephant, or horse through his own will. The yogin, becoming the great lord, can live as long as he likes. There is difference only in the modes of procedure, but the result is the same. Place the left heel pressed on the anus, stretch the right leg and hold it firmly with both hands. Place the head on the breast and inhale the air slowly. Restrain the breath as long as you can and then slowly breathe out. After practicing it with the left foot, practice it with the right. Place the foot that was stretched before on the thigh. This is Mahabandha and should be practiced on both sides. The yogin sitting in the Mahabandha and having inhaled the air with intent mind should stop the course of Vayu by means of the throat mudra and occupying the 2 sides of the throat with speed. This is called Mahaveda and is frequently practiced by the Siddhas. With the tongue thrust into the interior cavity of the head and with the eyes intent on the spot between the eyebrows, this is called Kechari Mudra. Contracting the muscles of the neck and placing the head with a firm will on the breast, this is called the Jalandhara and is a lion to the elephant of death. That bandha by which prana flies through Susumana is called Udayana Bandha by the yogins. Pressing the heel firmly against the anus, contracting the anus and drawing up the apana, this is said to be Yoni Bandha. Through Mola Bandha, prana and apana as well as nada and bindu are united and give success in yoga. There is no doubt about this. The one practicing in a reverse manner, which destroys all diseases, the gastric fire is increased. Therefore, a practitioner should collect a large quantity of provisions. If he takes a small quantity of food, the fire will consume his body in a moment. On the first day, he should stand on his head with the feet raised up for a moment. He should increase this spirit gradually every day. Wrinkles and greyness of hair will disappear within 3 months. He who practices only for a period of a yama, 24 minutes every day, conquers time. He who practices Vajroli becomes a yogin and the respiratory of all the siddhis. If the yoga siddhis are ever to be attained, he only has them within his reach. He knows the past and the future and certainly moves in the air. He who drinks of the nectar thus is rendered immortal day by day. He should daily practice Vajroli, then it is called Amaroli. Then he obtains the Raja Yoga and certainly he does not meet with obstacles. When a yogin fulfills his action by Raja Yoga, then he certainly obtains discrimination and indifference to objects. Vishnu, the great yogin, the great one of great austerities and the most excellent Purusha, is seen as a lamp in the path of truth. That breast from which one suckled before, he now presses and obtains pleasure. He enjoys the same genital organ from which he was born before. She who was once his mother will now be wife, and she who is now wife is verily mother. He who is now father will be again son, and he who is now son will be again father. Thus are the egos of this world wandering in the womb of birth and death like a bucket in the wheel of a well and enjoying the world. There are the 3 worlds, 3 Vedas, 3 Sandhyas, morning, noon and evening, 3 Swaras, sounds, 3 Agnis and Gunas, and all these are placed in the 3 letters Om. He who understands that which is indestructible and is the meaning of the 3 Om, by him are all by these worlds strung. This is the truth, the supreme seed. As the smell in the flower, as the ghee in the milk, as the oil in the gingerly seed, and as the gold in the quartz, so is the lotus situated in the heart. Its face is downwards and its stem upwards. Bindu is downwards and in its center is situated Manas. By the letter A, the lotus becomes expanded. By the letter U, it becomes split. By the letter M, it obtains Nada, and the Ardhamatra is silence. The person engaged in yoga obtains the supreme seed, which is like a pure crystal, which is without parts and which destroys all sins. As a tortoise draws its hands and head within itself, so drawing in air thus and expelling it through the 9 holes of the body, he breathes upwards and forwards. Like a lamp in an airtight jar which is motionless, so that which is seen motionless through the process of yoga in the heart and which is free from turmoil after having been drawn from the 9 holes is said to be Atman alone. Om, may he protect us both together, may he nourish us both together, may we work conjointly with great energy, may our study be vigorous and effective, may we not mutually dispute. Om, let there be peace in me, let there be peace in my environment, let there be peace in the forces that act on me. Here ends the Yoga Tattva Upanishad belonging to the Krishna Yajur Veda.